Heading over to our Sounders here, who, I said it again at the top of the show, mathematically, they're still in it. But at the current point in time, things are looking a little difficult. Over the past week, Seattle traveled down to Portland to play the Timbers at Providence Park, and things did not go well as Seattle would lose that game 2-1. Player of the game, defender Alex Roldan, the Roldan brother that's currently playing, recorded 1 assist, an 83% passing percentage, and an 8.3 match rating. Overall, this was a tough game. Seattle got the first goal of the game early, before half. Yamar scored on a header from the pass off the cross from Roldan. And you think, okay, you come out early. This is a good sign. You get after it. It's exciting to see Yamar score a goal. Right before half, Portland equalizes, and it's like, well, shoot. Okay, you're back to square one, but you're not losing. Late in this game, the Timbers are able to draw a penalty, which is a little controversial. It drew the ire of replay review on Twitter. Basically, to recap that penalty, the only reason it was drawn, Yamar, actually the defender, was trying to get out of the way of a Timbers player who was falling after making a pass, and a penalty was ruled against him. I think it's really ticky-tack. I don't necessarily think, with the magnitude of this game, that this should have been called, but we can't do anything about it now. You complain about the ref all you want. At the end of the day, you should have to put yourself in a position to not have to worry about the referee's calls to decide the outcome of the match. With the win, Portland takes Cascadia Cup, which Seattle has held over the past few years. So if you don't know, Cascadia Cup is a trophy split between Seattle, Portland, and Vancouver that is determined by the amount of head-to-head points against those three teams that they earn against each other. So Portland wins that this year. Unfortunate. We might get some Portland comments under this. I understand it's a rivalry. Seattle just has not been able to ultimately rebound after winning CCL. Yes, CCL is great. You win a trophy to be the best team in the North America region. That's something no MLS team has done in its current form, but you've had plenty of time to be able to rebound and set your season right in your own league and not have to worry about missing the playoffs. We look at the current record. If you split your losses in half, or even a third of them, and take a third of those losses and make them draws, we're in a playoff spot right now, and we're not worrying about this. But Seattle, just midfield has kind of collapsed since the loss of João Paulo, since Obed Vargas went out with injury, and we probably won't see him. Christian Roldan is currently injured, and he looked like an MVP for this team for a good amount of the season. So it's been a tough draw for Seattle. This would be the first time that they missed the playoffs in their current MLS iteration, which you're going to miss the playoffs eventually, but it's tough, and it's just frustrating considering that you haven't seen the improvements among this team over a pretty substantial chunk of time. So tough, but there's not much we can do about it. There's still a mathematical chance, but it's pretty unlikely considering that you're playing for a spot while other 4 teams are doing it as well, and it doesn't get much easier as you still play a bunch of teams who are currently in the playoffs, in playoff seeding. So we'll take a look at that, and we'll look at where we sit at record and standing wise. Seattle owns a 10-win, 14-loss, 3-draw record. They are 10th in the Western Conference at 33 points. They're 4 points currently out of a playoff spot. So they've got to start stacking wins sooner rather than later. You see, we go on the road on August 31st to play the Orlando Pride, which is no easy stretch with a 4:30 p.m. start time. Bottom line, Seattle needs to start winning games. And with the current run of form, that doesn't look like a likely thing. So we'll take it a week at a time, but things are looking grim over there for our Rave Green friends.